know you got your little bang.
Yeah, I was telling here, I'm rehabbing a little bit. So I had this mid-back injury kind of right around here.
Oh, those are fun.
Every time I unrack the bar on squat, and every time I go to start on pulls, I kind of feel the sharp pain. So bench is fine. Like I'm progressing really well on bench, but I'm kind of taking 3 weeks to squat once a week, no deadlifts, and just kind of do a whole lot of lower body volume. Just kind of let it heal.
Those thoracic things are rough.
Yeah. It's so easy to just keep pushing and be like, like it's not so bad, I'll just keep going. But like, what good is that gonna do me?
It doesn't do you any good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like, I mean, you look at the numbers that you've done, right? And it's like, but just like, you know, honestly, how much better they're gonna get from you forcing it? They're probably not gonna get.
Right.
They'll probably get worse when you're trying to force it.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, I really want to just kind of set myself up for long-term success. I don't need it tomorrow. I'm patient. It'll be there. Come on.
Over 700 pounds, 750, and getting that 800 range, you're gonna have to build yourself up to be thick. Whether you're tall or whether you're short, you're gonna have to slap some muscle on that body. And even just size, period. Right? Like he said he used to do some bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be a huge value for him to be 170 pounds. Which if you were bodybuilding, you could be 180 probably, or
yeah, I think my leanest was like 164.
Yeah, see, yeah,
it's pretty damn lean.
Yeah, but it's hard to have the cushion for the pushing.
Absolutely,
if you will.
Yeah, you're kind of easier to break when you're that lean.
Yeah.
Come on. Lock it in. Let's go. Good. 5, 7, 9, 10. Woo. Come on, lock it in. Come on. Good. 5, 7. 2 more. Last one. Good. You want strap, Bryce? I'll use that.
Things started throwing me around.
Yeah, I saw that. You'd be surprised how fast it moved, though. Or maybe you wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, it's not like you close your eyes, just go for it.
Yeah.
It's like having sex, right? Just hang on, hope for the best.
Tip. Just close your eyes and go for it.
This is a veteran lifter, Bryce. Somebody that takes his time to understand the way the body's supposed to move. Notice how much attention he's paying to pulling his chest up on every rep. Probably doesn't want to. He'd probably like to just get lazy with it and just go bonkers with it. He's still doing a good job of keeping that positioning. Where do we need that positioning? We need it on everything. We need it on all 3 lifts. You need it to look big on stage if you're gonna bodybuild. We need it for athletics to be in good position. The chest has got to be up. We can't be a linebacker in football and be like sitting like this, or ready to run the football and be kind of like this before you get the ball.
Come on.
Chest has got to be popped up. There we go.
People focus on technique for the squat, bench, and deadlifts.
Yeah.
Like they pour over, they sleep on it. It fills.
Yeah,
their
right there,
brain.
Andrew. There you go.
Barely anyone focuses on technique in the same way for other movements, but it can be just as important. You know what I mean? Like it can make a difference in working on the muscle you're actually thinking about, or something totally different.
It can make a huge difference. And for those of you that are sometimes like right here, we're going pretty heavy. But if you can't think about what you're doing, that's a good sign the weight is too heavy. If you're a newer lifter and you have a hard time keeping your chest up on most exercises, it would be really smart to do something like a seated row, something like a T-bar row, a bent over row, and take the lightest weight necessary so that you can have form where you're really trying to arch into it the best you possibly can, and maybe even holding and squeezing. That will probably help you more than just flat out going heavy. If you really enjoy going heavy, you could do a couple heavier sets where the form has a little bit of leeway, but then go back down and make sure you're getting your work in. Make sure you're getting in your 3 or 4 sets, 10 to 15 reps. Those repetitions at those weights with those body positions are going to help you more so than anything else that you're going to do, really. So, a weird thing about bodybuilding is sometimes when you assist somebody a little bit, it actually makes the exercise a little worse. So I'm going to give him a little bit here so he can squeeze and focus in on the lat. It sounds strange that helping would make it worse, but he's able to contract the muscle harder. Oh. We don't see a lot of forced reps or a lot of assisted reps in powerlifting, but you can certainly add it to your training because it's going to help with hypertrophy. A bigger muscle is going to be a stronger muscle. Here we go. Yep, come on, come on, come on. Hold, 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 hold. Yeah. Good set. Yeah, one more.
Go! There you go. Nice. Go on. Lock it in, let's go. There you go.
Perfect. Andrew, coffee? I know you want it.
Yeah, I do.
Why you want you like?
Mochatasora.
Has no sweetener, which is brutal. So it's half of that, and then the other half has stevia. Bryce. Since I've known you, you've gone up, what, at least one weight class, right?
Yeah, so I think right after I competed, I came out here and that was my last meet at 93 kilos. So it was a slow move up to 105.
Yeah.
So like from 204 to 220, 229 where I am right now.
Yeah. And you don't really have to do a cut, because you got a 2-hour weigh-in anyway, right?
Yeah, and I'm under the class by anywhere from 2 to 4 pounds.
Right.
Which is where I like to be. I don't mess with that weight cut stuff.
No.
Just always shoots me in the foot every time.
Do you even bother to like not have a meal in you for your weigh-in, or you just? Because this depends on when you get weighed in, I guess, right?
Yeah. If it's the morning, I'll just wait till after I weigh in to eat.
Just for coefficient purposes.
Yeah.
What about at Worlds? What did you do?
We weighed in at like 4 p.m. So I definitely had breakfast.
So did you eat fairly light that day again for the coefficient?
No, because at Worlds, like if you don't win by total, you don't win. So it's all about just what do I need to do to maximize my performance as long as I weigh in.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Just a weight class, period.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's enough weight classes. Figure it out. You know?
Right.
Lift the most amount of weight.
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, not easy, but.
Yeah. Did you need your last deadlift to secure the
no,
victory, or you
I
got it
missed
with
my
your
last deadlift? And the guy I was battling against also missed his last deadlift, which is when I secured gold. So
Okay.
it was close the whole time.
So did he miss his third attempt before you
He
went?
missed it, yeah. So if he would have made it, I would have gotten second.
You could have changed your weight.
Yeah. No, he went after me. So
Okay.
I went on my third, missed it, and then he had a chance to go and try to beat me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had your weight strategically planned out a little bit versus his
Yeah.
third if he made it, right?
So we were just trying to put on the heaviest weight I think I had in me on the day.
Gotcha.
And I think I got to like here, and I just couldn't quite lock it out.
Right.
So it was close, but yeah, damn good competition.
Are you allowed to jockey for position or no?
So you get 2 chances to change your third deadlift. So that's kind of the jockey you get. So basically, up till deadlift, you just focus on yourself.
Right.
What's the highest squat I can do? What's the highest bench I can do? And then you want to try to see, okay, how's this person's total shaping up? And you can put in a number that's too high, depending on the lot number, to make them take a higher number.
Right.
And then screw them into taking something they don't think they can lift.
Right. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
A little strategy going in there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just the last couple months have been pretty crazy. Like
Yeah.
we had Jake Cutler here.
Yeah.
And Hani Rambad. And then I went out to
And
Colorado.
Branch,
yeah, Branch Warren
Yeah.
from Texas. And then had we went out and saw Phil Heath, got to train with him.
Cool.
Which was cool, especially because it's like right before his like Olympia prep started.
Yeah.
So he was pretty casual with the training, but to watch him work out and just watch him like just swell up and expand before your very eyes, you're like,
Like, oh, that's Phil Heath. There he is.
kind of like watching Ed Cohn squat or
Yeah.
watching Big Ray squat, or like it's just like this epic thing where you're like looking at it, you're like, am I really here right now?
That's a human there.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And Phil Heath, like as big as he was big and puffy when he was talking to us,
Yeah.
but like I never seen anybody blow up like that
Yeah.
during lifting. Like he
Weird.
just really expanded. It was wild.
Yeah.
And other people that know him really well said the same thing. I'm like, yeah, he just
Huh.
turns into a different person when he's lifting. Bryce, any good tips on flexing the lats? Because you hear so many people talk about locking in the lats on like a deadlift, on a squat, and on a bench.
Yeah.
Any good way for some of these people to even feel their lats? Because remember, when you're new, it's hard to even like lats. Who said lats? What am I doing?
Yeah. I think it's best to learn how to use your lats on exercises like this, like lat pull downs, like rows and stuff like that. When you go to the deadlift, you forget about that stuff a little bit. So there's something called an internal cue, and that's like when I'm telling you to do something, I'm saying move your elbow, move your knee. These are cues related to your body, like internal body. Or I can give you external cues. I can say, I want you to plant into the floor. This is something related to the environment. Or I want you to imagine that you're growing through the ceiling or something like that. These are cues that are kind of more general.
Pushing the floor away from you.
Exactly. So external cues almost universally lead to faster learning, better progress, and better movement execution. And I think it's because you're not making people conscious about parts of their body. But when we move, we adopt a movement pattern. We don't adopt like an exact robotic pattern. So that's why it's probably best to learn about your lats and how they move, and then like when you go to the deadlift, try to make it more generalized.
Right.
And that can take some time. Like it can take a lot of reps, but I think that's a better way to go.
A movement like this, which is just a simple pullover movement, you can maybe envision turning your regular deadlift into like a chop bar deadlift. Trying to like bend the bar around your body.
Yeah.
Because we just know in a deadlift that if we get a lot of space here, from here to here, that we're just in like a lot of trouble, right? Like we're stuck here.
Absolutely.
Same thing can happen in the squat. As soon as we start to get a lot of, some guys will lift with their elbows up a little bit, but as soon as we get like lax, and as soon as we kind of lose that upper back position, we're in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
And then we obviously know that for the bench, we're going to be really screwed. A lot of shoulder and pec tears are going to happen at that point. So basically all we're trying to ask you to do, if you can remember this, just try to keep your chest up. Let's just kind of start with that. Let's try to keep the sternum up. And for some people, every once in a while, I have a girl that can kind of overextend or something like that. But for most of you guys out there, especially once you build a little bit of muscle, kind of just keep the chest up, keep the shoulders pulled down and back and kind of in the socket.
All right, Mark, question for you. How do you stay motivated going through 6 to 10 exercises in a workout? Because most people, like powerlifters coming from powerlifting, squat, maybe bench press after that, and then it's like, all right, let me just get through these leg extensions and get out of here. How do you kind of keep the fire going through 6 to 10 exercises?
Yeah, I always just kind of view everything as being important.
Yeah.
Otherwise I may as well go home, which I've done before. I've done that often in my powerlifting career. I would get 1 or 2 movements in with the crew because sometimes that would take a long time. And I never had a problem with things taking time.
Yeah.
I never had a problem with being patient and saying, you know what, I'm not trying to put it off. I'm not trying to be a bitch about it, but I'm just going to get done tomorrow.
Sure.
Because I know the effort will be there. There'll be better effort. And so if I go into something and I go to move weights around and it doesn't feel right, I don't have a problem shutting it down or saying, hey, you know what, probably only realistic to get like 1 or 2 movements in.
Yeah.
Now, for this kind of stuff, this has become like the main movement.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting in 5 exercises is like minimum requirement kind of. So for these workouts, I'm excited. What I'm excited about is change.
Yeah.
The ability to change, and that's the whole point of all this. Is like I'm trying to show people. I'm not trying to change people. I'm trying to empower people with understanding that wherever they are right now in their life, they can make positive changes.
Absolutely.
They don't have to try to be like me or do anything like me, but they should understand, like, wow, he was 330, he was really heavy, he was chasing after that dream.
Yeah.
Well, now he's 230 and he's chasing after a different dream.
Your dreams change? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That happens all the time.
Yeah, the dreams and the goals change, and like, as a kid, I never, like, not that I grew up poor or anything, but I never had any money. I never cared about money.
Yeah.
As I started to make money, I cared about it as it's related to business only.
Yeah.
I don't care about making it to like throw it around.
You got this vision that you want to see grow.
It's a vision that I want to see grow, but the reason why I want to see it grow, my personal opinion, is that a lot of times when people get to some of these certain levels, they get to having a business, you know, making hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's great. Well, a lot of times the boss is like the only guy making out with the bread and making out with the money.
Yeah.
I'm after something much bigger. You know, I want to have 20, 30 people in here that are enjoying the riches of Slingshot, enjoying the benefits of SuperTraining Gym. Yeah. And I feel that we're still just scratching the surface, so we can continue to take on more people, more camera guys, more marketing people, more media people. Yeah. And it's all kind of been homegrown. It's all like people that have either come from like training in the gym or come from a seminar that we've had here. Ryan had his own gym and who's filming right now, and he's very passionate about powerlifting himself. He squats 600 pounds and benches over 4.
To be around it.
Yeah, I already saw. I'm like, oh shit, like, he's got big arms and stuff. I mean, he knows how to work. He knows how to work for a long period of time, and so the goal of the whole company is try to make the world a better place to lift. Yeah. And that's a huge undertaking. Yeah. But that includes all walks of life. That includes all different kinds of people. So the gym is free. Yeah. As much as we explain that, people are still very scared to come in. But we have people here from, the ages of 15 all the way up to 65, 70 years old. And there's people from, great power lifters to people that are just starting out, or people that just want to find out more about strength training that have come in here. And so the goal is just to try to grow and expand. And then people sometimes they don't understand that. But how do you define greatness? Like if you bench 498 in the meet, that's an outstanding bench. But if you don't want to do more, then what's your journey of greatness look like? It doesn't look like anything, because you're not trying to get any better.
Right, it's different for everyone.
So why would you just sit? I mean, unless you're retired, that would be different, because then your focus might go to something different, right? Yeah. Unless you're like, I'm going to move on. I'm going to, go back into karate or whatever, volleyball.
Take him the punch to the face, yeah.
Right.
I really think that it can be about mastery, and like mastery transfers. So if you find someone who's super passionate about something, like they're going to be damn good at other things in their life too. That passion, I think, the passion transfers even if the skill doesn't. So like if you care so much about something, you're probably going to care a lot and be really good about other things too.